Twitch is about a boy called Twitch who is a passionate bird watcher. And the story starts right at the end of the summer term, just before the summer holidays. Now, Twitch has got this great plan for his summer. He's built this incredible den in his local nature reserve, Aves Wood. And his plan is to hide inside and watch the birds all along the side of this giant pond in the nature reserve. And all he wants to do is spend his summer camping out, eating marshmallows, watching birds and having a grand old time. However, unfortunately for Twitch, the night before the summer holidays, an escaped convict comes to Aves Wood. They have broken out of a local prison, and the rumour is that they are a bank robber who has left their loot somewhere near the nature reserve, or maybe in it. So the place is crawling with police and locals who are intrigued and want to see if they can find the loot. There's a lot of fuss and bother, and all of this noise and human beings means that it's no good for bird spotting. So Twitch sets about trying to work out what's going on. There are lots of mysterious happenings in the woods, and he becomes embroiled in the adventure of trying to capture the escaped convict. And this is when his bird spotting plans and his knowledge of birds comes in handy. I met a lot of bird watchers when I was taking my beetle books around schools. I met loads of children who loved to look at birds, and when they talked about their hobby, they would tell me that they had binoculars and that they always carried a notebook and a pen, and they always wore camouflage, and that they would sit still for long periods of time watching birds silently. They were patient, observant, binoculars, notepad, and I thought bird watchers would make excellent detectives. These are all the skills that a detective needs to have. They need to be really observant. They have to notice everything. They have to be able to note it all down in their notebook. They need binoculars for spying out clues. They need to be able to disguise themselves and camouflage themselves. And I thought a bird watcher would make a very interesting detective. So that's why I created one. I think the most exciting bird that I've seen is probably the kingfisher. I was up near Hebden Bridge on holiday with my children, and we went to a nature reserve called Cromwell Bottom, which is actually the nature reserve that Aves Wood is based on. And Cromwell Bottom has kingfishers, and so I would go out every day looking for them, and I didn't see them. But one morning I got up extra early and went out for a run, and a lovely chap who was walking his dog told me that if I stood on the middle of the bridge across the river and just stayed still and watched, that I would see one. And sure enough, it was about 6:30 in the morning. I was stood on that bridge and I saw a blue streak of lightning. It was amazing. I thought for a minute that my eyes were playing tricks on me, that maybe I hadn't seen it. And then I watched and I saw another one, and then I saw it land, and I realized what I was seeing was kingfishers fishing, and I was absolutely blown away. It was a magical moment. I felt completely elated, my spirit soared, and I felt so lucky to have seen them. They're such incredible creatures. And you forget sometimes in your normal day that such amazing animals live on this planet, and it was a really special day and a feeling that I will remember forever. But also on that holiday I saw my first grey heron, and he was a very charismatic chap. Both these birds of course have found their way into the pages of Twitch, but the most magical moment definitely was when I saw that first kingfisher. It was incredible. If you want to start bird watching, you actually don't need anything. All you need to do is find a really lovely spot that's close by where you live and listen first for birdsong, and then see if you can identify it. Now, when you identify birds, I've learned that there's a few different ways that you do it, but their song is a really important one. So you don't even need to see a bird to be able to identify it. And there are lots of great videos on YouTube that will play the bird songs to you so that you can learn them. I'm still learning. But if you want to get really into the hobby, it's quite useful to have a pair of binoculars, because that will help you see a bird that's up in the treetop up close, and then you'll know exactly what you're seeing. It's quite fun when you start recognizing birds quickly, and it takes a bit of time at first. It doesn't come immediately, but really all you need to do is get outdoors and look. I bet without much trouble you'll be able to see a robin, or a blue tit, or a crow, or a pigeon. And these are all interesting birds. If I were you, I would try and find out some facts just about the birds that you can see in your garden or your local park. Start there and then add a bird at a time. Learn a bird's song, maybe learn some facts about it, maybe draw a picture of it. And the more birds that you have information about in your head, the more easily you'll spot them in the real world. And then just walking to school will become so much more exciting, because you'll spot a bird and you'll say, oh look, it's a sparrow, or oh look, it's a starling. And these moments are delightful, and they can make the whole day better. If you're interested in becoming a bird watcher, check out twitchersclub.com. On our website, you'll find lots of wonderful videos and information about the characters and the birds that you'll meet in the pages of this exciting book. But you'll also find lots of great activities and top tips on getting started as a bird watcher.